There we go. Hey guys, what's up? Evilzombie here. So today I want to do something a little different. Just want to talk about my personal favorite top games from each year. So from when the year I was born, 1987, all the way till now, just what games I have gotten over the years, I've delved into, and I've just enjoyed the most. You know, what have I had the best experience with, and what's just been fun. So I just wanted to talk. So let's jump into it. Back in 1987, the American release of Legend of Zelda came out. Now, of course, as a baby, I didn't play it, but when I was a little older, we had an NES, and this was one of my first games on the NES, and I adore this game. I played the crap out of Legend of Zelda. I've memorized every location on the map. I can get most of the hearts. I think I can get like 10 or 12 hearts or something like that, and upgrade all the way to the best sword without ever actually entering the first dungeon. I played it a lot. It's a good game. I love it. It's one of the most influential games ever made. It's so good. Okay, next up would be 1988, which is when this cartridge came out, when the Mario Bros., which came out in 95, I know, and Duck Hunt combination cartridge came out. I know it's not technically only 95 or 88, sorry. I don't know why I'm saying 95. But still, this game, I played it a ton. I love light gun games. I still have my original copy of this, actually, with my light gun and everything, but I also have a Sinden light gun back there in my closet back there that has, I can plug that in and I can emulate this game as well, but I do own the original game as well. But I can play it still, and I still play it. I love the game. Duck Hunt was awesome. Duck Hunt was legit. And this one I played way later on, like more nowadays, but it's from 1989, and I adore this game. R-Type is really cool. R-Type 2, it's basically, I guess, what's it called, a shmup game? Like Galaga style, but just on crack. It's really good. The game is awesome, great visuals, cool stuff all around, really interesting visuals. Like, it's just stuff happening everywhere, and it looks amazing. This one was an arcade one, and it's definitely worth checking out. So that one, I think, just if you like shooting style games where you're in some kind of space jet and you're just bullets everywhere, bullets coming at you, bullets going away from you, lights and everything fancy, and then cool backgrounds, this is definitely your game. So, everybody should have played this game at some point in time. 1990. So, Super Mario Bros. 3 was a huge step up. And it was on the NES. I had it later on the Super Nintendo, on Super Mario All-Stars. But, oh man, I love that game. It's so iconic. It has so many different things that it introduces into the Mario, well, into everything Mario. The layout of everything, how you progress through the levels, the different items and everything that you can store and then use. The Tanuki suit, which was amazing. I used to just call it the raccoon because I was a kid. And it's just so good. I played the heck out of Super Mario Bros. 3. It's just so good. It's one of the best Mario games ever made, aside from possibly Super Mario World, you know? But that's one that everybody needs to play at some point because it's just so perfectly fine-tuned and well done. And it's just a fun game overall. The whole thing is just almost perfection. Especially for being all the way back on the NES. It looks so good for that. Like, this is the peak of the NES time, you know? It's the best. Okay, so 91, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Now, this one is, like, what you should hope for in any sequel. This is like, if you take the original Legend of Zelda and just make every single little aspect of it bigger and better in every way. The combat's more fine-tuned, the music is amazing, there's so much more just happening in the story, there's actually a story. There's better puzzles, bigger dungeons, everything is just a whole new level. It's like the difference between Metroid and Super Metroid. Like, it's not even close. It's just a whole new ball game. This is a great game. Anybody should check it out. I loved it. Like, I played through this a few times, and I've enjoyed it. I even have it on my, what's it called? My Game Boy Advance, too, because I just love this game. It's cool. Okay, 92. How can you go to 92 without talking about Sonic? 91, I know Sonic is big, but Zelda. But Sonic 2 was just so special. I loved this because my cousin had it. He had all the Sonic games and Sonic 3. I loved Sonic 3, but we'd go over to his house and we'd play it all the time. As Sonic and Tails, we could just kind of race and stuff. And it was fun. The game is just awesome. Sonic is amazing. It's like Mario, but faster and just Sonicer. We loved it. And it's just, it's so cool. I love Sonic. I still play Sonic 2. I mean, Sonic 3, I think I play even more. I play that enough where I've unlocked Hypersonic. I played the crap out of Sonic 3. I got good at those bonus stages, so I tell you what. It's so good. But Sonic 2 is just a real gem because it took everything that the first one did and it just improved on it in every little way. And it just gave you so much more. And it doesn't feel any different, but it just feels better. It's so great. It doesn't feel different. It just feels improved. And it's a great game. So moving on to 93. You probably guess what it is. Doom. I still play this game. I still play Doom. I play Doom all the time. I mean, I love Doom. I love the music. I love the music. I love the music. I love shooting at the demons. I've played Brutal Doom. I've played Project Brutality. Oh, I love Project Brutality so much. I mod out my game. I have, of course, like mouse look and all that, jumping, ledge grabbing, dual wielding weapons. I have a nice, cool HUD visor and a whole HUD replacement where it puts you in the helmet and it breaks and cracks the more you get damaged. I play a lot of Doom. I love Doom and Doom 2. So I told you about Sonic 3 in 94. So in 94 with Sonic 3, I played a lot of Sonic 3. I still play a lot of Sonic 3. I mean, I've unlocked Hypersonic, and, well, that just tells you how much I've played this game, because he's a level above Supersonic. You have to do everything to get Hypersonic, and it's really, really challenging. That's a whole another level of dedication. But I play it a lot. It's fun. This game is amazing. It's one of the best Sonic games of all time. It had Michael Jackson worked on some of the soundtrack, and that's probably why it has certain feels to it. And there's Knuckles hiding down there. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but Knuckles is in there. But they introduced Knuckles too, so it's just an amazing game. The levels in this one were everything you got from 2, it just expanded it even more. So now they added so many more paths that you could take in each level, so that you had so much more replay value. The entire game could take so long, or not very long at all. It depends on how you play it, because you can go fast, you can go slow. It's just a big game, and it was more open-ended for any Sonic game we've ever tried. Okay, moving on, 95. Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest. I adore this game. And yes, I have 100%ed this game. I've done everything in it. I love this game. I didn't have Donkey Kong Country 1 or 3 when I was younger. Not until I was older. But Donkey Kong Country 2 I got for Christmas from my parents with my Super Nintendo. And I played the heck out of this game. I love it. It's so good. The music is amazing. The music is some of the best in gaming. The mechanics are very precise and tight. I mean, it's just almost no issues with this game at all, other than some of those bees are really frustrating. Some of those bees, I mean, but it's so good. The game looked amazing too. Top-notch graphics, because it looked almost 3D, you know? Because the way they did the graphics, where they did I don't even know how to say it. It's like pre-rendered. It's like pre-generated backgrounds almost, the way they did it, where it looked 3D, but they made it as a 2D image. I don't know the terminology. I can't remember off the top of my head because I'm just having a brain fart. But it was good. You should check out Donkey Kong Country 2 because it was amazing. If you've only played the first one, you have to play the second one because it's just awesome. This game is amazing. Okay, moving on. 96. I know this is the cover for the DS one, but to me, this is... I love Resident Evil. My best time, I think, is 38 minutes to beat this game. And that should tell you how many times I've played this game. So I play the crap out of Resident Evil. Like, I have it on the DS also, but I play a lot of Resident Evil. Like, this, I'll just sit and go through the game, and I love it. It's just, I love survival horror games in general, but Resident Evil is the king of it for me. You know, it's so good. I mean, I'm a zombie fan. That's why my screen name on everything is Evilzombie. I'm a huge zombie fan. So the original Resident Evil looked great. Well, it looked okay, adequate. It looked better than Alone in the Dark. I mean, come on, give it that. And the DS version, to me, I think, is the best version of the game because of what videos it has, what soundtrack it uses. Every part of it is just made to be the best version of the original Resident Evil. Is this pointing up? There. Yeah, everyone should play Resident Evil at some point. I love the game. That rocket launcher makes it so worth it to go through the game so many times. Okay, 97. My pastor actually owned this one. I went over to his house every once in a while. My parents were friends with them and all that. And they'd go over often, and I'd hang out with him, and we'd just play Diddy Kong Racing a lot. I had a great time playing Diddy Kong Racing. The game was awesome. It was funny. It was just a cool game, and we just had great times with it. I have good memories of this game. And I know Mario Kart was the bigger title, but I just never had it. Nobody I knew had it, and we just never really built up any memories on Mario Kart. And I was a big fan of Donkey Kong Country, so Diddy Kong being in the game was like, oh, this is awesome. It's like, I know this character. Well, I like Rare. Rare games are awesome, and I'm a big fan of Rare. So, Diddy Kong Racing, really, for the win, you know? And moving on, 98. The House of the Dead. I love the House of the Dead, too. I love the House of the Dead, too. I still play this game on my computer. I have it on the Dreamcast. I also have Typing of the Dead on Dreamcast, but I have the light gun and everything on the Dreamcast for it, so I can play it at home. I love it in the arcade. And now I have it on my Sinden light gun, so I can play it on my computer here using my Sinden light gun. And I still play the heck out of House of the Dead, too. I love it. I've beaten this game countless times. Me and my daughter will play it sometimes, and it's a great game. It's one of the best of the best. And I have all good memories with this. I remember sitting in front of a big TV with my Dreamcast and just cramming through House of the Dead 2 by myself, trying to unlock everything I can using the original mode. And I adore this game. So, moving on to 99. As a fan of Rare, you could probably guess it, I like Donkey Kong 64. This was the first game I had on the N64. This is the one that came with the N64 I got, because I have the green console that had the green controller and everything. And it came with an expansion pack. The whole console came with it. See, it says included. And I just had a great time with it. And yes, it was like the yellow copy of the game and everything. And some people complained about it. But for me, I enjoyed the beaches. I enjoyed the music, the sounds, just getting to go through and collect things. It just felt rewarding. It was a fun game for me to kind of blast through. And I had a fantastic time with it. I think I got everything in the game. I think I 100%ed that one. That was a good one. I played it a lot. Okay, moving on to the year 2000. Diablo 2. I enjoy Diablo games. I played a lot of Diablo 2. Like, I still play Diablo 2 sometimes. I have the remastered version of it on my PS4 upstairs, and I still play Diablo 2 to this day. It's so good. Like, 3 is fine, but I still prefer 2. I'm old school gamer. Diablo 2 just feels great to me. It's a fantastic game. It's fun. It's very, very addicting. I love the character building system, the way that you set up everything for your character. It's so good. I get addicted to this game too much when I play it. Okay, moving on to 2001. I played the heck out of this one. I loved Smash Bros. Melee so much that I even got a little screen. I grew up in a desert, so I didn't have friends out there, so I got a little tiny screen that clipped onto the top of a GameCube. I'd bring my whole GameCube system and that little screen in this game with me to school, and we'd sit in front of the office and then plug it in and play it on the ground around the front office. So they knew what we were doing. They saw us. It was like lunchtime. Hey guys, we're going to play Smash Bros. And we did. We played a lot of Smash Bros. Granted, the screen was like that big, very tiny screen, but it was worth it. Totally worth it. We had a good time. I got really good at Smash Brothers. We're talking thousands of hours. Okay, moving on, 2002, Resident Evil, the remake. Of course, I love the original Resident Evil. I love the remake of Resident Evil. I've played this countless times as well. I have unlocked the rocket launcher and everything else. It's just everything you could hope for in a remake of a game. This defines it. It took everything that made the original great, left that as it was, and just improved it. It didn't replace anything with unnecessary crap. If anything, it just expanded upon things without making it feel lost or different. Everything that you remember is still there. It just gave you more of it. And that's exactly what we hope for in the remake. It's just bigger and better in every way. It never changed the feeling of the original at all. It never turned it into an action game. It kept it as survival horror down to the heart. So this is not always... Let's see, I remember when I was like 16, I think. My grandma bought this one for me. We were in Walmart, and she was offering to buy me a game when I was a teenager. And I was like, can I get this one? My grandma got it for me. And that was when I got Resident Evil Remake. I remember that. That was fun. Was I 16? I must have been. Maybe I was a little older than that. I don't remember. Okay. 2003, Wind Waker. I got even the strategy guide for Wind Waker. I played a lot of Wind Waker. I had the big map that I had it laminated and everything hung on my wall and I was playing it. I loved this game. I mean, I would just sail around and relax and enjoy the music. It's just such a relaxing, enjoyable game. It had cool puzzles, interesting characters, and it was just so vivid. It was just so much in there to love. This game, I just have all good memories. I don't really remember any bad memories of this game. Everything I enjoyed about it, it's just fun overall, you know? I don't know if my kids will ever play it. I can't seem to get them to ever play an older game, but I think they would like this. Moving on, 2004. The first time I built a custom computer was in 2003 so that I could have a computer more powerful enough to play Doom 3. The entire reason I built a computer was to play this game. Because this was the game back then where we were like, can it run Doom? And yes, my computer could run Doom. I had a 17-inch CRT monitor for it. I remember that. And man, this was a good game. It was dark, it was gritty, it was scary, it was everything. And it was just, I don't know, it felt very different from the original action-packed ones, but I was a big horror fan. I still am a big horror fan, and this just hit all the right things for me. It was a great game. I enjoyed it. And I'll still play this one every once in a while with different texture mods and lighting mods and bump maps and everything so I can make everything feel more modern. It's cool. It's just fun. Perfected Doom. I think that's what the mod I use most of the time is called. So it's definitely worth it if you haven't played it. It's awesome. Go check it out. The BFG edition's okay, but you can't mod it the same way. I prefer the original copy of it. I still have my discs and everything. Oh, they're out in the garage right now. I have it on Steam as well, but I bought this game a few times. Okay. You can't go through 2005 without having... You couldn't have lived in this year without having played Resident Evil 4. And I played this game enough where I unlocked the hand cannon with unlimited ammo and the Chicago typewriter and everything else. I mastered this game. I played it a lot. Like, a lot. I got really good at Resident Evil 4 because I played it so much. And it's a fun game. I mean, I remember watching... I was at the Cube Club, I think, or it was like a Nintendo convention. I watched footage of this. I got the DVD from E3. I watched it over and over again. I kind of memorized the whole first section of the game because I had seen it so many times. I just had a great time with this. I was so hyped up when it was about to come out. I was really disappointed when it was only the action aspects of the game. They took out the whole horror style game and then used that to make Devil May Cry instead. They didn't actually stick with the whole ghosts and horror setup that they had originally. That would have been cool, but what we got was still a fun game. Okay, moving on, 2006. Oblivion. I had a great time with Oblivion. I still play Oblivion every once in a while. This is a game where if I install it again on my computer, I lose somehow magically like 500 hours of my life, and I don't know how. they just kind of disappear into the ether because I get kind of hooked on it. I mod it, I have fun with it, I've beaten the game without mods, and then I just play it, because I enjoy the whole, you travel to hell, kill all the demons, make this badass looking armor and everything, and then you come back. It's just so cool. Oblivion really was a whole next level of open world gaming for us. It was just like Zelda, but more hardcore. Okay, next year, Crysis. This was the next level of can your PC run it? And I actually enjoyed the heck out of the game for its gameplay, too. Like, Crysis 2, I think, was the best of the three. But Crysis 1, I had such a good time with it. I did enjoy the heck out of it. I played it a lot. Played it over and over again. I enjoy the combat in it, the stealth, the way you can play in different styles. I love all the technical aspects of it. I watched a lot of behind-the-scenes videos on how they made every little bit of this engine. So I just had a great time with this game. I was so hyped when it was about to come out. It was just sad how bad they treat the employees, but that's companies, I guess. Moving on. Yeah, Dance Dance Revolution. I have a DDR pad just behind me. A metal pad. I play a lot of DDR. Like, I own a metal DDR pad just for Step Mania. So, Dance Dance Revolution, Supernova 2. I played that one a lot when I was getting ready, when I was getting in shape for my wedding, I remember. I think I lost like 35 pounds by playing DDR almost every day. I dropped like $10 every time I went to the arcade, $5 to $10 at the minimum. Me and a buddy would just go over and play a couple hours of songs and then just go hang out afterwards. And I played a lot of DDR at that time. I got good at it. It was fun. I think I started on Max 2, and then I played a whole bunch of Supernova 2 once that came out. Supernova and Supernova 2 were probably my favorite machines out of all of them. They had a good variety of songs. They had the most options. It was just a good cabinet overall. Okay, moving on. I still play DDR. I'm not as good nowadays because I'm getting older and my knees can't take it. I'm finding out that aging sucks. I can't do the same level of songs that I could, because at my best I could do max 300 on the highest setting with no bar, and I could actually complete it. Nowadays I don't think I could attempt that without a bar. I don't think my knees can handle it. It's kind of sad to know that you're getting older, you know. Okay, moving on. I know Left 4 Dead 1 was earlier, but I love Left 4 Dead games. Left 4 Dead 2 is a game I played a lot of. I like zombies, and this just scratched that itch, and it improved on everything the first one did because it gave you melee weapons. You could smack the zombies with a guitar just as easily as you can shoot them, and it was fantastic, and none of your weapons broke. It was just, here's more things you can do to these zombies. Go for it. I played this game a lot. I played it a lot, and I had a good time with it. I still have a good time with this game. Every once in a while, I still load up some mods. I have this cool Aliens mod where it just loads in xenomorphs. They look so cool when they're crawling through. Okay, moving on. Sonic Colors. I think this is one of the best Sonic games ever made, honestly. I played this game a lot. Got Supersonic in it. My kid loved it also. Had great music, great soundtrack, cool visuals, especially for the Wii. But yeah, I remember playing this one over and over again. I played this a lot. I'm glad my daughter also enjoyed it too. My older one's the Sonic fan. But it was just such a creative, original game. I enjoyed everything about it. It was just a fun, feel-good, enjoyable game. There were really almost no downsides to it. You know, so I just had a great time. Yeah, that one I do need to revisit and play again. It was a good one. Moving on. Now, you should have seen this coming. I love Skyrim. I love Skyrim. It's like what I said before, it's like Zelda, but better. It's just, I know there's Breath of the Wild, but honestly, I enjoy this more than Breath of the Wild because this has blood, a little more customization. Everything just feels more nitty-gritty, and you can really just do more. It doesn't feel like everything is so scripted out. And I love the tons and tons of quests. I can delve into a quest and then just forget about the main adventure entirely and then come back to it whenever. The game was fun. It was amazing. The dragons were awesome. I enjoyed the dragons. There's just so much going on in Skyrim. Everybody's played this by now, and it's just fantastic. So there's not much to say on it. time is it? Is it really? Wow, I thought it was like 6 or something. It's only like 3. Huh. I saw the clock and I was like, what? Okay, so 2012, Torchlight 2. Now, you know I like Diablo 2. Torchlight 2 it's basically like, what if Diablo 2 got a 3D upgrade and it still played exactly like Diablo 2? And that's Torchlight. It's amazing. It's perfection when it comes to dungeon crawlers. It looks amazing. It plays well. It has great sound, funny characters. You get to have pets in it. It's cool. There's just a lot of little things in it. The different quality of life things that were nice to have from they didn't have in Diablo 2, and it didn't change any of the core mechanics. It felt fun. It still played like the original, like the old games that we loved, and it didn't change it all into, well, all the crap that newer games are. So, still a good old game. It's definitely a fun one. I know it's not technically old. It's not technically new. I don't know. 2012 is a good year. Moving on. The Stanley Parable. The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end. I love Stanley Parable. You've probably seen Markiplier play it, or any of the other tons of YouTubers play it. It's a funny game. This game is breaking the fourth wall incarnate. I enjoy games like that. I had a good time with it. I played through it tons just to get every ending possible, and I had a good time. This is definitely one I just kind of delved into. And from here on out, I noticed it was getting harder to find top games to pick for the list, because there were just less and less good games as we got closer to the modern era. Except for this one. This one's definitely one of my tops. I still play this. Every year I play it. For 4th of July, of course. I've done videos on that. I played it for 4th of July for this channel. And then I had some friends over recently. Me and one of my friends were playing it for a couple hours, I think. It was good. We were just having a fun time in Broforce. We're killing terrorists because screw those terrorists. In America. Because this game is amazing. It's just a fun, simple game. It feels like Metal Slug, and it's just fast-paced chaos. And that's all it needs to be, and it knows it. I always have a good time with this game. I mean, they don't need to change anything. It's perfect. 2015, Fallout 4. I played Fallout 3 and I did love it, but Fallout 4 is so cool because you get to be in the power armor. And there's just so much you can do in it. You can customize your town and all that stuff, and I never really got into that part. I mostly just enjoyed the story, the quests, the shooting things. It was basically just more Skyrim. And I got to have fun with that because that's my style. I just enjoyed that style of gameplay sometimes. And yeah, I have just fun going through with the power armor and feeling like I'm way too overpowered for everything in the world. It's so good. 2016 Doom. Oh, you know me and Doom. I played the heck out of this one. I 100%ed it. I did everything you can possibly do in this game. I've unlocked everything. And that should tell you how much I adore Doom. This is a great game. It's just fun. There's like nothing wrong with this. Ever. I still play this one. It's so good. Resident Evil 7, another Resident Evil game, of course, but this one I also played so much where I started speedrunning it. I speedrun this one a lot. I think I did a speedrun on the channel. I have to go back and check on that. I think I did some on Twitch. I did one on YouTube. I just had a great time with this game, unlocked everything. My only real complaint with this game was they tease you with the chainsaw for one fight, but you never actually get to unlock that. You unlock a circular saw. What the hell? You know, I was hoping for that chainsaw as the unlock. But no, it's just a circular saw. I was hoping, but that's the weapon. But, hey, almost. That's my only complaint. I loved everything else about this game. It returned to the roots. It was horror, and it was fantastic. Okay, this was a tricky year because there were a lot of good games in 2018. But Dragon Ball FighterZ, I do play it a lot. I enjoy Dragon Ball FighterZ. Dragon Ball FighterZ is fun. I like to go through and just see all the different cutscenes as I play as different character combinations. My kids will be like, oh, what about these guys? Who can win between this one and this one? And we'll play. And it's just fun. This is like the best Dragon Ball fighting game they've ever made because they basically just took Street Fighter, made it faster, and added Dragon Ball characters, and that's all they ever needed to do. And it worked. It worked very well. Okay, so this is another good example of a remake. It doesn't do the same thing where it kept the same camera angles we were all hoping it would, but it's a very fun game. This was actually the first Resident Evil game that my older daughter played, and she enjoyed the heck out of this. She likes Leon a lot. But the game's fun. It's well done in every way. I had a great time going through this. Honestly, I think I like 3 more than 2. Just because I've always been a big fan of the original Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, so I think I'm kind of biased with that. But this one's a fun game. It had a lot going for it, you know? Now, 2020, during the lockdown, I played a lot of Doom. It came out, and I didn't notice that much of the lockdown because I played a lot of Doom. I had more Doom. So I played the original while I was waiting for this to come out. Then I took a day off work, and I played Doom Eternal. Yes, I actually took a day off work for this game. Then I recorded it. And I played it a lot. I had a great time with every single aspect of this game. It was the entire original one, but just more things you could do, more mechanics, more everything. It was fun, and I had a great time. I still have a great time with this game. Doom Eternal is just, it's amazing. I'm excited for Dark Ages. Okay, Back for Blood. You know I love the Left 4 Dead series. These are like the same developers, but it's different company, so they couldn't use the same name. So it basically is Left 4 Dead 3, more or less. A few glitches here and there, but it's fun. I enjoy the heck out of it, you know, because it's still Left 4 Dead. It basically feels the exact same as those. It's that same style. There's just more of it. And that was exactly what I was hoping for. It's fun. I just have a great time with this game whenever I boot it up, you know. I don't know. I just have a good time. That's me. This is one where I can just sit and play it, listen to a podcast, or just kind of veg while I just power wash a house. And I have a good time with that. I don't know why. But this made me actually buy a real power washer, which I also like. Like, just after summer was over, I power washed my pool this year to get it all nice and clean before putting it in the box. I'll power wash the driveway, or I'll power wash everything else. I have one, and I'm happy to use it. I need to get a new O-ring for one of the parts. But hey, this game inspired that, and it's such a good game. I don't know why, but it's really addicting game, and it's just relaxing. Because like one of my favorite reviews on Steam was just water go psh. Okay, I have this game upstairs. I love Armored Core. Armored Core 6 Rubicon, Fires of Rubicon. It's so cool. I used to play the Armored Core games a long time ago, back in like Armored Core 2, at a friend's house, and I had a game called Heavy Gear 2 at my house, and I used to play that one because I like mech games. And I used to play what was the one where you're flying around in space? There were also several Gundam games I played too. Zone of Enders, I played that a bit, but Armored Core 6 just really itches that. What, it hits that itch? I don't know the terminology or the phrase. It hits the right spot. You know, it makes it feel just perfect because it feels grounded, gritty, but it also feels fantastical because you're just this overpowered, look at all these rockets fly at you robot. And then you have your laser sword, and then you have your rockets, and then you have your other rockets, and then you have your other laser sword. This game is amazing, and I love it just for the huge spectacle and the power trip. It's just fun. I do like this game. Okay, now hear me out. It's cards, I know, but this is a good card game. I enjoy Balatro a lot. It's on my phone. I play it all the time. This is like the best bathroom game ever. You're sitting there. I can turn the screen off where I can minimize the app. It doesn't lose its place. It doesn't say, oh, you lost connection, reset. It doesn't do that. It just stays where you were. So I can just minimize the app, go to something else and do other stuff for a while, come back to it later. It's still there. I have fun with this game. It plays so well. It's like a roguelike game, which I play a lot of. Like Shattered Pixel Dungeon is my jam. This is like a roguelike game, but cards. And it's so shockingly addicting. It's really good. Okay, now on to the final year. You should have guessed. This is what I'm guessing is going to be the best game I play this year. Because I'm a big Doom fan. This is something I've been watching every trailer for, every picture, every whisper. I'm excited for Doom. And that brings us to the end. But really, I am excited for this. I hope you guys are too. And I just kind of wanted to go through my journey of gaming and just tell you about the games I enjoyed the most growing up, which ones had the biggest impact on me, or which ones were my personal favorites through the years. And these are them. These are the ones that stuck to me of their releases year by year. There are other games through those years that are in my top, but I'm only doing one game per year that was released that year. That's all I was doing for this list. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I had a good time talking to you. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.